What's going on, guys? This is another episode here of It's Nolan's Playbook. Today, I'm recapping the game last night on NBC between the Orlando Magic and the Atlanta Hawks. Without further ado, let's get right into it. I will tell you, if you don't know, I am a Hawks fan, so I am biased when it comes to the Hawks. The Braves, the Falcons. Y'all know this. If y'all don't, y'all know it now. Let's get right into it. We played Orlando last night. We are without Trae Young for 4 weeks, possibly more. Hopefully not. He will be reevaluated in 4 weeks. So life goes on, just like in real life. Life goes on in sports. Sports goes on without one of the best players being available. So with that being said, life without Trae Young has started. We're 1-1 so far. Within the first 2 games that he's missed, and we have to play a different style of basketball that we're used to playing. Everybody's gonna have to step in. Everybody's gonna have to step up and show out and play above their means. So for the Magic's sake of things, this game for Orlando, they have been struggling early on in the season. They're only 3-5. They sit 10th in the Eastern Conference. This Magic team hangs their hat on defense. And one thing about this Magic team hanging their hat on defense, if you're going to struggle to shoot the ball and then you're not going to play defense either, it's going to be very, very hard to win in the NBA. Now, this is something that offensively, under Jamal Mosley, they've never been a great shooting team under Jamal Mosley offensively. And that's weird because defensively, when you have young teams like Orlando, it's usually these young cats want to play offense, all offense, and they don't want to play a lick of defense. This Magic team is different. For the past couple of years, for the past 3 years, they've been different. These guys get after it defensively, but they struggle to shoot offensively. So with that being said, excuse me. With that being said, the Magic great defensively, offensively they struggle. Okay. They're not defending this year. Through the first 8 games, they're not really doing a good job defending. They tried to go and get Desmond Bane to fix some of their offensive troubles because they're always below league average for 3-point shooting. So far, through 8 games, it hasn't worked out. Mind you, Desmond Bane got ejected in this game. He got ejected in this game. So that doesn't help either. And in this game, the Magic, they just look very lackadaisical, very nonchalant, They struggled. They struggled offensively, but if, like I keep saying, if you're gonna struggle on offense, you gotta play defense. Orlando's not doing that, so being that we have high expectations for Orlando, it's a lot of concern in the wide open Eastern Conference. Orlando is better than what they have shown, and it's just early in the season. It's just the first 8 games for Orlando. But if you are gonna be not great offensively, you have to play defense, and that's something that they haven't been doing. And then not only that, when you're going against an undermanned Hawks team with their star not available and Trae Young being out, you have got to win games like this with an undermanned Hawks team that doesn't have a go-to option, a number 1 go-to option. You have got to get these games, and the Magic just failed to do that. The Hawks have beaten the Magic twice already. We had that 12-point comeback down in Orlando last week that we came back and stunned Orlando. And then we played them last night and we blew them out. Let's get into the stats of things for Orlando. Tristan Da Silva came off the bench. He had 20 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 8 from 11 from the field, 4 from 5 from 3. Tristan Da Silva, man, he killed us last night off the bench. He really did kill us last night. He had 4 threes, and he was 8 for 11 from the field. So, like, he dominated us. We couldn't do anything to stop him. I don't know why our defense wasn't up on him enough to where he couldn't get off these 3-point shots, or where he couldn't get off these jump shots. But he was killing last night. He was the only player off the Magic bench that really made an impact off the Magic bench. Wendell Carter Jr. had 11 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 for 8 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3. Wendell Carter's got to give you more. If Wendell Carter's not scoring at least 15 points, that's not good. He's got to give you more. Desmond Bane, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 for 6 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, and his ejection after he committed the foul on Onyeka Okongwu for the Hawks center. Desmond Bane committed the foul, and he kind of pulled Double O down, and when he pulled him down, he spiked the basketball like he's hitting the volleyball, and it hit Double O, and that's what led to the Desmond Bane's ejection. Okay, if you're going to commit a hard foul, I get that you pull somebody down. That's a part of the game. If you're going to try to volleyball spike a ball and it hits somebody, then we have a problem. Hawks forward Mo Gay came over to check Desmond Bane about it and confront him, and then Desmond Bane starts to point and all that, like you ain't going to do nothing, all that. That's something else that led to his ejection. You can't do that either. So when they was done reviewing the play, and they said that Desmond Bane was ejected, of course, he like, oh, what did I do? I shouldn't get ejected. If you go look at the replay, dude, you clearly should have been ejected. You can't pull somebody down, then decide that you want to volleyball spike a ball, and then point at the opposing team's player when they come over, like you ain't gonna do nothing, all that, this, that, and the fourth, and not expect to be ejected. Let alone you didn't have a good game. Jalen Suggs, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 for 8 from the field, 2 for 3 from downtown for Jalen Suggs. That's not enough. Jalen Suggs, you can't only just have 12 points. That's not acceptable. The Magic are just not getting anything or generating any offense. Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero. Franz Wagner, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 for 15 from the field. Getting downhill, attacking the basket was Franz Wagner. Getting to the cup, shooting his mid-range shot, getting to the free throw line. Paolo Banchero, 22 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, 6 for 16 from the field, 10 for 12 from the free throw line. Paolo was not efficient. That's another reason why the Magic lose. But Paolo has 22 points because he goes 10 to 12 from the free throw line. One thing that I wasn't happy about what we were doing defensively is we kept fouling Paolo Banchero. Don't foul this man. You keep sending it to the free throw line, and that's going to get his offensive game going. That's going to get him in a rhythm offensively. Unfortunately for Orlando, he didn't get in the rhythm offensively, even shooting those free throws, because the Hawks, for the most part, kept him at bay, except for they were just fouling him like I don't know what. Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner. They didn't make any threes. The threes they took, they made none of them. Between the two of them combined, that's a problem. Last year we said it. Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, as great as players as they are, you have got to expand your offensive game, and you have got to be consistent. And if you don't have a 3-point shot in today's NBA, you're not going to be able to go far. You're going to be able to go somewhere, but you're not going to be able to go as far as you like. Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero not having any threes made in this game is a problem, because that stagnates the Orlando Magic offense, and that's another big reason why this Orlando Magic offense is still struggling. These two guys can't make a tray ball if they want to. You have got to be able to do that, and that's why they traded for Desmond Bane. That's why they traded KCP for Desmond Bane, to hopefully kind of just get them going offensively with a 3-point shot, jumpers, getting downhill, getting to the free throw line, stuff like that. So far through the first 8 games, that has not shown. This Magic team is a good team. Make no mistake about it. They are going to make the playoffs. It's just 8 games into the season. You don't really worry until like at least 25 games after. But it is a concern that if this Magic team's not going to play defense, it's a problem, because that's what they hang their hat on. Transitioning for the Hawks, live without Trae Young. You know, other guys are going to have to come and step in. We're going to need Dyson Daniels to do a little more. We gonna need Nikhil Alexander-Walker to do more. We gonna need Jalen Johnson to do more. We gonna need Zachary Regis-Shea to do more. We gonna need Dyson Daniels to do more. We gonna need Kristaps Porzingis to do more. Guys off the bench like Double O, Mo Gay, Luke Kennard. We gonna need guys like that to do more. Everybody has to step in and try and chip into this thing. We're not playing ISO ball no more with Trae Young being out. We have to share the ball. We have to move the rock. We have to make cuts. We have to make dives to the basket. We have to generate easier offense for our guys. Because if we try to go isolation with the team that we have without Trae Young, we're going to be in big time trouble. And one thing that this Hawks team like to do, especially with Trae Young, they like to get out and run. That's one thing that we're going to have to do. We're going to have to get out and run the fast break and get easier baskets. Because in the half-court offense, that's going to be a real challenge for us. We know that. That's going to be that without Trae. So we have to try to generate easier offense when we can. If we get the opportunity to do it, we can't miss on it. I seen a couple of passes last night where it's like, pass the ball up ahead. He's wide open. We have an easy fast break point if you just pass it earlier and not wait so dang on late to pass. So when we have the opportunities to generate easy offense, we have to take advantage of that. One thing that I didn't like that we did in this game, turnovers. We had 20 turnovers. Fortunately for us, Orlando had 19. But we did great with the fast break points. We had 23 fast break points to Orlando Magic's 16 fast break points. Points in the paint. Both teams had 46 points in the paint. One thing that I didn't like that I kind of mentioned with the Paolo and Carroll thing is we kept fouling. We had 24 fouls. Orlando, unfortunately for them, they had 30 fouls. So both these teams were in the bonus early in the quarter. Second quarter, third quarter, both of these teams were in the bonus early because these teams were so foul prone for whatever reason. So that is one other thing that I didn't like that we did. The turnovers and the fouls. Now the blocks, we had 6 blocks to Orlando's 1. We had 11 steals to Orlando's 9. We shot our free throws well. We were 34 for 42 from the line. That's 81%. Orlando was 29 to 33 from the line. That's 87%. We hit 13 threes out of 30. That's good for 43%. Orlando was 11 for 34 for 3. That's only 32% with the Orlando Magic struggling offense, of course. We were out rebounded 41 to 34. Offensive rebounds, Orlando had 14 offensive rebounds to our 6. Our size is a concern for me. Even with KP. KP only had 2 rebounds. Kristaps Porzingis, if you only gonna have 2 rebounds and you 7 foot, that's a huge problem. You need to get your big butt in there, box out, and get rebounds. There's no way this Orlando Magic team should be out rebounding us and getting offense rebounds like they did. Now defensive rebounds, we had 28 defensive rebounds to Orlando Magic's 27. Our largest lead in this game was 25. Orlando's largest lead in this game was 2. We shot 55% from the field. That is way good, shooting 55%. That means the opposing team didn't play a lick of defense, which Orlando didn't. We held Orlando to 43% from the field. That's good defense. They only scored 112 points. In today's NBA, that's okay. Stats for our Hawks. Mo Gay had 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 blocks. He was 2 for 4 from the field, and 1 for 3 from downtown was Mo Gay. I loved Mo Gay's activity. Mo Gay, he defended Paolo Banchero well. That was another reason why Paolo Banchero was inefficient from the field. Mo Gay was a problem for Paolo. Mo Gay also had 3 blocks. So Mo Gay was a pest defensively. He knocked down a 3-pointer. He knocked down a couple of J's. So I really like Mo Gay's activity. Mo Gay always provides the energy off the bench. And he's going to only go up from here. So good job, Mo Gay. Double O, Onyeka Okongwu, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. 3 for 5 from the field and 2 for 4 from downtown. I love how Double O has expanded his game to a 3-point shot. And he was able to hit 2 out of 4. That's good for 50%. And then just being active around the rim, getting easy dunks, getting lobs, just taking what the defense gives him and being that big man that we need him to be. He can play alongside KP. So when those two are playing the paint, you ain't gonna be able to get nothing inside that paint because Double O can block shots, which he had one block. You got KP in there. Ain't nobody trying to go in there on him. Mo Gay can get after it on the block shots too on the defensive end. I like our big guys, but I just don't like that we got out rebounding how we did in this game. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 20 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 6 from 11 from the field, and 3 from 5 from downtown. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I love that he was hitting his tray ball. I love that he was hitting jump shots and getting to the rim. However, his passing, that concerned me. He's not a true point guard. We know that. But it was some bonehead decision where you like, okay, Nickeil, you not a true point guard, but you are a guard. You know that you can't make some of these type of passes that you made because we can't afford these turnovers, which we had 20. Other than that, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, you had a great game. Dyson Daniels, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 8 from 9 from the field, 1 from 3. I love what Dyson Daniels did last night. Getting downhill, attacking the basket, hitting his jump shots. If you're going to give me 6 rebounds and you're going to give me 6 assists and you're not a true point guard and you're going to give me 6 assists, that tells you that Dyson Daniels is taking his game to another level. He doesn't need Trae Young to just pass the ball. He can handle the rock a little bit and pass the ball too. He showed that a bit last year. He showed that last night. And I'm happy for Dyson Daniels. And you know he got 2 steals. You know they don't call him the Great Barrier Thief for no reason. He didn't make first team, all defensive first team for no reason last year. He's the Great Barrier Thief for a reason. One play he went behind Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs didn't see him behind him and he stole it. And that's easy too for Dyson Daniels. So I love what Dyson did last night. Jalen Johnson, the young stud, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 6 from 11 from the field, 1 for 2 from downtown for Jalen Johnson. The young, athletic Jalen Johnson. Doing what he does. Getting to the rim, hitting his jump shots, being active, being that young cat that we need him to be. He's only going to keep improving. We know that he showed more in his game this year. Handle the rock, bring the ball up the floor, get the team into their offense. Everybody has to pitch in and do a little bit more. And this is another opportunity for Jalen Johnson to keep stacking days, keep taking steps without Trae Young that we need him to take. And only in his individual growth too, keep improving. That's going to show. That's going to keep on showing, especially without Trae Young during this 4-week stretch. Kristaps Porzingis, 15 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 2 for 8 from the field. Kristaps scored majority of his points from the free throw line. He was 11 for 13 from the free throw line, inefficient 2 of 8. It's clear that KP is still trying to find his footing. It is clear that he's still trying to find his footing with this Atlanta Hawks team. Rightfully so. We're 8 games into this thing. Of course, he's with a whole new team. He was with Boston for like 3 years. He's trying to find his footing. That's okay. I would love for us to get KP involved early in the game. Get him some touches early in the game so he could be feeling himself. We know that he could get to the free throw line anytime he wants to. Because if you throw a smaller defender on him in the paint or in the post, he's going to kill them. They're going to foul him and he's going to get to the free throw line easy. And that's exactly what he did in this game. Smaller defenders on him, he get into the free throw line with ease. You know he's a good free throw shooter, so he's going to knock his free throws down. That's one thing we don't have to worry about with having Clint Capella anymore. Porzingis is a great free throw shooter. Capella was not. So that's an advantage. The second-year player, Zachary Ruzichet. Zachary Ruzichet had 21 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 7 from 14 from the field, and 3 for 8 from downtown for Zachary Ruzichet. The second-year forward, Zachary Ruzichet, the first number 1 overall pick. Hitting his three-pointers, hitting his jump shots, letting it fly, not being bashful about it either. Let that thing fly. He let it fly last night. He hit 3 threes. He was 7 for 14 from the field. Attacking the rim. His jump shots was going 3-point shots. Making things happen offensively. That's where I think that he's taking a step in this year. Letting it fly. Last year, he let it fly, but he was hesitant. This year, let that thing pop. Last night, he did exactly that. He's gonna keep growing. He's a good defender, perimeter defender, in my opinion. That kid is a stud. I know he's not this flashy #1 overall draft pick, that we typically see, but he's solid in what he does. He's gonna be a solid young cat. I like this kid's game the more I see him play. He's taking steps this year to improve his game this year. Man, I love what I see last night. Let that thing fly, be aggressive, attack the basket. They gonna give you the foul calls, bro. They gonna give it to you. You keep attacking that rim, bro. You keep doing what you doing. And with that, we are 4-4 on the young season through 8 games. Final score ended up being 127-112. And of course, the Eastern Conference, I predicted that 2 weeks ago. Of course, that's not going how I predicted it to go. Of course, the Bulls being in first, Philadelphia being in second, Detroit being in third, Milwaukee being in fourth, Miami being in fifth, the Knicks being in sixth, Cleveland being in seventh, Toronto in eighth, and we're in ninth. So, of course, you can't predict these things because it never goes the way that you actually thought it would go with predicting, which is but anyway, with that being said, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think about the Hawks win against the Orlando Magic last night. And we are out of here.